So I love soft-boiled eggs. I love having like two soft-boiled eggs every morning. They are so much better for you than a fried egg. And they say that a soft-boiled or hard-boiled egg, that it takes as many calories to digest it as is in the food. So in other words, if you have an 80-calorie egg, it takes 80 calories to just digest it. So it zeroes out the calories. Um, that's what they say. So it is a healthier option because you're not frying, for one thing. I've been eating them since I was a kid and I just absolutely love them. But the one thing about a soft boiled egg is that a lot of times you put it in a bowl and you break it up with toast. You put toast in, mix it up, put a little seasoning salt in, and it's wonderful. But we're all trying to eliminate carbs, bad carbs, so I want to eliminate the toast. So what I do is I make a soft boiled egg and I put it on frozen. Of course, I heat it up, but sweet potatoes. So I buy packaged sweet potatoes that are already cut up and frozen. And then I throw this in the microwave for about a minute. And then I put my soft boiled egg over it. And it is so good and so much better for you. A sweet potato is really, really good for you and a lot better carb than a regular potato would be. So, how do we make soft boiled? So, the first thing you do is you boil the water, of course. And once it comes to a boil, then I'm going to put my 2 eggs in. Okay, so my water's come to a boil. And with a spoon, I just gently put it into the water. And let it sit there and kind of come to a boil again. And once I kind of hear that tapping sound, it's the eggs tapping against it, the pan, so I know it's boiling. I just turn down the heat just a little bit, but I want to keep it at a boil, so I just turn it down so it's not too high. And every stove is different as far as how long you do this. You kind of have to test your own stove to see, because you might have gas, you might have electric. But on my stove, it's a perfect soft-boiled egg at 7 minutes. So I let it boil like this for 7 minutes. Any longer, it turns into a hard boiled. So you want your egg whites to be cooked and your yolk to be somewhat runny, hence the word soft boiled. If the yolk is totally cooked, then that's the hard boiled. So I will let this go for 7 minutes, and then I'm going to put it over my heated up sweet potatoes. Now the sweet potatoes that I'm eating, the package that I'm eating, I get mine at Sprouts. I like Sprouts. This brand. It is Salabush, I think is how you pronounce it. Island Farms. I like this brand. I like this brand better than the frozen that I get at a regular, grocery store like Bird's Eye and stuff like that. Because for some reason, I don't know what they put on their sweet potatoes, but when I put these in the microwave, they start sparking, which is kind of scary that there's something on here that's causing them to spark. So I stopped buying them and started buying a little more of a natural, a better brand. But this brand has 0 grams fat, zero cholesterol, 30 milligrams of sodium, 21 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of fiber, and 7 grams of natural sugar. So just, the sweet potato alone, just by itself, without adding anything, has 7 grams. And it has 2 grams of protein. And it has about 4% of your iron and 6% of your potassium and 2% of your calcium. So, it sounds like it has a lot of carbs, 21 carbs, 21 grams, and only 2 grams or 3 grams of fiber. But a sweet potato is just very nutritious and so much better for you than having a piece of toast with your soft-boiled egg. Now, another thing is not only are you not having toast, but you're also not having the fat from the butter that you put on the toast. And it just, just having bread is just not good for you. And I'm gluten-free, so I eat gluten-free bread. And to be honest with you, I find gluten-free bread to be less nutritious than a regular piece of bread because they use rice flour and rice flour, I just, to me is not a good option. So my 7 minutes has passed, so I'm turned off the heat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this over some cold water. So let's go to the sink. All right, so the first thing I do is I fill this up with some cold water that will stop the cooking. And it will also make it cool enough to where I can handle the shells. All right. Now let's go ahead and crack these open. Okay, so these are cool enough to handle by putting them over cold water. And you just whack it really hard with the side of a spoon. And split it open. Okay. And just scoop it out. Try not to get any shells in. Okay, and as you can see, I have a soft boil yolk, and it's not too runny, and it is not too hard, enough to kind of make a gravy onto my sweet potatoes. And then put this, you can go ahead and either, if it's a clean scoop out, go ahead and put this into your compost. So I also like to sprinkle some seasoning salt on mine. It's the way my mom always made it, with seasoning salt, with Laurie's seasoning salt. And you can just break this up and stir it up with your sweet potatoes, and you have a nice, high protein, nutritious, lower carb than having a piece of toast, and better for you, breakfast.